Hey, what's up, people? This is me making a vlog, or not a vlog. It's a blog, I guess. I guess it's a blog because I'm not showing my face on camera. No, sir. I am extremely autistic, but I am not so insane that I would actually put my real life face on the internet talking about cartoon horses. I mean, unless I get to a place eventually where I could actually make a living off of doing that, and then I'd be like, whatever, fuck it. But yeah, as long as there exists the possibility that I might have to get a job again someday, no, no, you're not gonna see my face. Anyway, um, oh, and if you're wondering what I'm doing there, I'm hitting my vaporizer. And I know somebody's going to give me shit for that. And all I can say is shut the fuck up. Because, listen, yeah, okay. I know vaporizers are a big thing with hipsters, right? And there's all these dudes walking around with more hair on their faces than on their heads, fucking hitting these things. And yeah, it's pretty gay. But me, I just use it because I need my nicotine fix, and I earned this shit. I earned this fucking vaporizer. Like, I started smoking when I was 15 years old. All right. So that's 14 years of smoking. I am 29 now. I am about to turn 30, which is just absolutely horrifying. Let me assure you. Those of you who have not reached that point yet, I mean, like I said, I'm about to turn 30. I haven't done it yet, but, approaching this mark has really made me realize how short life is and how soon I'm going to die. But anyway, that is a tangent off of the tangent that I was already on, which is, vaporizer, it's just because I'm a fucking addict. I'm not trying to be, cool or anything. I like I said, I'm on the internet talking about cartoon horses. Like, there's no way that I am ever going to impress anybody. But anyway, the reason I am here right now, well, there's two reasons. One is that I'm drunk. It's 7:30 in the evening, and I am already drunk because and it's justified because I actually went out and did some productive shit today. But two, the main reason I'm here is to talk about our friend Starlight Glimmer, because I've been seeing some shit on MLP lately, /MLP, the 4chan board that I frequent and that it seems like most of you are from. I've been seeing some shit about Nu-Glim, and people are spelling it NU, like new metal, but it's Nu-Glim, versus old Glim. And, I see dudes like saying, the new Glimmer is fucking shit. She was way cooler when she was a freaky communist. And it just, I'm not going to say it pisses me off, because I understand where you're coming from. I really do. She was a very interesting character back in season 5. She was this ideologue, I guess. She had this very clear vision for what she wanted her world to be, for what she wanted the world to be. And she was utterly dedicated to that. And that is an interesting character. But the thing is, she was in a very gray area of the moral spectrum. And really, there were only two things that could happen. Either she, there's only one thing that could happen. She could be defeated, because this is My Little Fucking Pony, and the villain always gets their ass kicked in some fashion. But after that, there were really two things that could happen. She could, stay evil and then get fucked, you know, I don't know, imprisoned in stone, sent to pony jail. Well, I mean, whatever they do. What the fuck do they do? Is there a pony jail? Like, I don't even know. Because all the villains are either destroyed and, sent to hell, like Tyrek and Sombra, or they get reformed. And so, yeah, those are the only two things that could happen. Either she could get her ass fucked, or she could get reformed, and she got reformed. And the thing about being reformed is that when it happens, you necessarily become a different person. And in this way, I personally relate to Glimmer a lot. And before you even say anything, I know how fucking autistic this sounds. Like, I am aware of how ridiculous this shit that I'm saying is. But, I make fucking videos about cartoon horses on the internet, and that's just what I do. So there's no turning back at this point. And I'm just, here doing this unscripted little talk, rant, whatever you want to call it. Because believe it or not, I do script my videos. Like, I write out, most of what I'm going to say. I know it sounds like some just stoned retard jabbering into a mic, but believe it or not, just to get to that level, I have to actually write out what I'm going to say. This right here is just off the cuff. I have no idea what the fuck I'm talking about. Anyway, where was I? Oh yeah, so I relate to Glimmer a lot because, and I don't want to make this about me. I'm not going to tell you my fucking life story or any of that kind of shit. But look, I'll just put it very generally, very broadly. I'll say that I am a guy who has done some horrible shit in my life. Because I was subscribed to a certain philosophy, because I thought the world should be a certain way and I should be a certain way. And that informed everything I did and really turned me into somebody who, in retrospect, was a shitty person. There's no way around that. I was a fucking asshole. I fucked a bunch of people over. And, yeah, I mean, that's that. And I know a lot of people say that Glimmer's reason for doing what she did was fucking retarded. It's like, oh, your friend left when you were a kid and you turned into a, cult leading borderline sociopath. Like, that is not it. That is not an appropriate response to what happened, is basically what people say. And, I agree it's kind of weird. Like, why didn't they write to each other? Why didn't they, go visit each other? If they were such good friends that their parting would traumatize her that much, why didn't either party make more effort to stay in touch? And granted, I realized, yeah, they were fucking kids, so that's probably partly why. But still, you'd think like little Glim would have said to her mom at least once, like, "Hey, can I send a letter to Sunburst or some shit?" Exactly like that. That's exactly what she would have said. Where was I going with that? I'm really fucking drunk. Like, seriously. Yeah. It's 7:30 and I am on my third beer. And But keep in mind the first two were 22 ounces um, of of Arrogant Bastard. That is my favorite fucking beer in the entire world. And you know, when I drink it, and when I even when I don't, I aspire to live up to its name. Anyway, so yeah, people say Glimmer's reason for doing what she did was retarded, and yeah, it definitely could have been fleshed out a lot more in the show. Like, you know, they definitely could have devoted more than a 30-second flashback in what, part 2 of the season 5 finale. Yeah, they could definitely have worked that into the story a little more, and instead of just, you know, making it so sudden. But anyway, those little fucking things that happen to you when you're a kid that, you know, seem inconsequential when adults look at them, because, you know, I mean, when you're adult and you look back at that shit, you're like, oh, you know, I'm quote unquote mature now. I know how to deal with my emotions. Um, what's the big fucking deal? But when people do that, they fail to realize that children don't have emotional coping techniques. And, you know, with something like this, it's so it's it's not well developed in the show, so anything we say about it is just pure fucking speculation. But yeah, there could be a lot of reasons that little Glimmy just could not see her friend anymore. And I absolutely understand where she's coming from, because the reason I got so fucked up when I was a teenager and in my early 20s was just baggage. A bunch of fucking baggage from my childhood that I did not have the ability to deal with at the time. And yeah, like I said, I'm not going to tell you my fucking life story, but I turned into a grade A asshole douchebag motherfucker. And I did shit that, even if I lived to be, you know, let's be realistic, even if I lived to be 40, that's probably about as far as I'll get. I don't know if I'll ever live that shit down. And then, you know, people are saying that Glimmer's turnaround, her reformation, her reversal was too sudden, and afterwards she seemed like a different person. And this is really the part I wanted to get to. This is the part that really resonates with me, because when you're a fucking bastard, when you're an asshole, but you still have some measure of humanity inside you. You still have, deep down, you still have a part of you that knows what you're doing is wrong. When you finally are confronted with it, when you are unavoidably presented with your own folly, your own shortcomings, and someone finally shows you how wrong what you're doing is, that turnaround does happen very quickly. It's like instant, almost. You know, everything, the walls you've built in your mind, the walls of bullshit, this great big monument of garbage that you've built in your own head that keeps telling you you're right, just gets leveled all at once. It comes crashing down, and you look at yourself and you go, oh my God, I am a piece of shit. And there's two things you can do at that juncture. You can give up and hate yourself forever, or you can start setting it right now. You can start doing the right thing immediately. And, you know, that's why I love Glimmy. You know, she did that. She said, wow, I was being a huge faggot, and now I have to make up for it. And if Nu-Glim, quote unquote, Nu-Glim seems like a completely different person, yeah, she is. Because that's what you have to do. You have to become a different person. If you're a fucking asshole and somebody finally makes you realize it and you want to set it right, you have to become a different person because the person you were before was a motherfucker, and so you can't keep being that, right? Am I fucking crazy or something? Starlight Glimmer is the good stuff, and I know everybody says the show is different now, and it is. It evolves. That's what things that exist over a period of time generally do. They start as one thing and then they change into something else. Things change. That's what I'm trying to say. And Starlight Glimmer is taking the show a little bit further. Not everybody, but I see a lot of people saying also that she's like Twilight 2.0. But she's not, because Twilight was a fucking recluse. Twilight lived by herself and all she wanted to do was read books. And at least I got the impression at the beginning of the show that she was very young. It's always very unclear how much time passes, in MLP. But, you get the impression in season 1 that she's like 18, maybe early 20s, either in or fresh out of college. And, she's just got this one fucking thing that she wants to do. And Princess Celestia's like, dude, you're a really cool chick. You seem like you got some potential, but you need to broaden those social skills right now. So I'm sending you to Ponyville. Glimmy doesn't give me that vibe at all. Like, she feels mature. Yeah, however wrong-headed what she was doing before might seem, she seems like she's already gone through that period. Like, she's already, been the young, passionate, dedicated fool who got way too wrapped up in her own ideology and fucked herself and a bunch of other people over. She's already done that. She's in the next phase of her life, the phase that I feel like I'm in right now, where you're trying to figure out what the fuck you're going to do for the rest of it, basically. And really realizing that all that bullshit you went through when you were younger that everybody said was just a phase, and you were like, no, it's not a phase, this is who I am, really was just a fucking phase. And so that's why I really like this new season and the inclusion of Starlight Glimmer into the main cast, if that's how you want to think of it, is because it feels a little bit, it makes it feel a little bit older. It makes it feel a little bit more mature. And yeah, I know it's a fucking little girl show. Whatever. Like I said, we're already so far down the rabbit hole that, self-awareness at some point just becomes a detriment. So anyway, what I'm saying is, for those of you who are hating the new Glimmer, just try to see it from her perspective, or at least from the perspective of somebody who's gone through a radical change in their life. And also, Glimmerfags, don't let this be your coronation. Don't make it that. Because, the Twilight fans, even to this day, in 2016, we're in the latter half of 2016, and there's still fucking people arguing over whether Unicorn Twilight or Alicorn Twilight is better. And I'm just sitting here going like, you guys don't get it. They're the same person. These are not two different entities that you can sit there and bitch back and forth about. It's the same person. Unicorn Twilight is Alicorn Twilight. Old Glim is Nu-Glim. You have to look at it from the perspective of people who go through radical, all-encompassing changes in their life and, quite frankly, come out better for it. Like in a moral sense, can you really say that old Glim was better than new Glim? Can you really say she was right for what she was doing? I don't think so. And so yeah, the reason I'm recording this bullshit is to invite you to look at the situation from a different perspective. And yeah, I know a lot of the arguments that I'm railing against are just good-natured shit posting, and it's just people having fun bitching at each other, because that's what we do. That's what we do with our lives, is we go on a fucking message board and we bitch at each other and we bait each other and just, try to have the best possible argument we can. And I love it. I wouldn't trade it for anything. And I'm going to keep doing it till the day I fucking die. You mark my words. When I'm at the ripe old age of 39 and I'm dying of butt cancer, I will still be posting on 4chan arguing about ponies. Even if they get rid of /MLP, even if the goddamn board gets deleted, I will still be somewhere on 4chan arguing about ponies. But anyway, what I'm saying is, when you if there really is someone out there, I guess that's the person I'm talking to, if that hypothetical person out there who's really been out of shape over Starlight Glimmer and what she has become, quote unquote become, yeah, I'm talking to you. Just imagine accidentally devoting your life to something that is wrong, that you know is wrong, and then finally somebody shows you just how misguided you are, and in an instant you become motivated to change. All that passion you had for this destructive ideology we're following suddenly becomes redirected and channeled into atoning for what you did. And I think maybe you can see why she turned around so fast and why this supposed new Glimmer is so radically different from the old Glimmer. It's because she necessarily has to be. In order for her to make her apology to the world, in order for her to make right her own fuck up, she has to become someone very different. And personally, I'm very excited to see where this goes. So yeah, that's my thoughts on that. I really have no idea what I'm doing here. Before like a couple months ago, I had never made a video in my life. So I'm just trying something new here, just vomiting out my completely unorganized thoughts about something and seeing where that goes. Obviously, if you're just here for the, comedy videos, if that's what you want to call them, I don't know, then just ignore this. And I probably should have made that disclaimer at the beginning. Yeah, just ignore this, don't even listen to this at all. But whatever, if it gets a discussion going, that'll be fun for me. That's what I love. So yeah, the new real video should be coming later this weekend, whatever. I don't know. I'm not doing this on any kind of schedule. I have no idea what I'm doing. Regardless, if you made it this far, bravo. You are a true bro. And yeah, congratulations. Anyway, this is over. Peace.